Shalom, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to our nightly Shiur Torah. I hope you've been blessed. I know that some of the Shiurim that I've presented to you are not easy. They are challenging spiritually for us to take. We understand the responsibility of being the carrier of the light and also the fighter against the darkness. I encourage you to go again and again and meditate upon those Shiurei Torah. Yesterday I spoke about this point that we can reach to, a point that the enemy cannot nullify, the point of purity that usher miracles to the house of Israel. But in reality, we have to understand that when a decree like today, this time, that after October the 7th, Israel has been attacked physically and spiritually, as I spoke about it in the new Hamas, we have to understand that the root cause beyond all of this is this great word, deficit, chisaron. There is somewhere here a spiritual deficit that is causing all of this to surface up to these last days. I want to talk to you today about the connection between judgment to this deficit. Listen to this. Rabbi Dessler writes, and he says, in all the generation that there was a chisaron, a deficit in the spirituality of the house of Israel, it is yielded two things. Number one, hastarat hapanim, meaning God hide his face from Israel from afar. He's watching them, but he's kind of hiding his face. And number two, great decrees that are coming upon Israel. And some of those decrees is like the decrees of the Greek Empire. Why? Because it's speaking about a deficit, a failure of a generation. We have to be careful today not to be this failed generation. Spiritualists and brothers and sisters, I want to tell you, in order for us not to be this failed generation, we have to take the certain task today. And this is where I want to talk to you in a moment from Pirkei Avot. What do we have to do in order not to be this failed generation? Listen to this. It says that the sin of Greek was the fact that they wanted to influence the Jewish culture by darkening the light against the Torah of Israel. The entire thing of the story of the Greeks and the Maccabees is about one thing: darkening the eyes of the Jewish people against their own Torah. As it is says in Genesis, Rabbah, on the word, and the darkness was hovering over the cliff. What was this darkness called? Chazal answered it is called the kingdom of Greek. It's called this Greek spirit who came to darken the eyes of Israel from the decrease. You following that? Hasatan today wants more than anything else to darken your eyes, to make you sleepy, to make you tired, to make you different, to make you fatigued. All of those things are the things that we have to watch for, because according to Rabbi Dessler, he says, and this is the reason for a decrease of judgment. And make no mistake, brothers and sisters, in October the 7th, we were judged, and we were judged harshly. It is the truth. And listen to that, it says, it pursued to tell us a story about Rabbi Yossi ben Hisma. This story is recorded in the Pirkei Avot, the Ethic of the Fathers, chapter 6, verse 9. Let me paraphrase this story for you. Says Rabbi Yossi ben Hisma, once upon a time, I was walking along the way. Upagash, a man met me. Okay, it's in Aramaic. He says, a man met me, upaga, meaning in Hebrew, upagash. A man met me, okay, and he said to me, Shalom. And I responded to him, Shalom. And he asked me, Rabbi, from where place you are? From where are you? Where are you from? And I said to him, from a great city of Chachamim and of Sofrim, of scribes, of the wise and the scholarly. I am from this city, he says to him. And he says to him then, the man who came to visit him, listen to this. He says, Rabbi, are you willing to come and leave all of this place behind, and I will give you thousands upon thousands of dinars, thousands upon thousands of precious stones, and I will give you anything that you want if you're willing to come and live with me. Now listen to the answer of Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi says to him the following. I said to him, my son, even if you're going to give me all the money in the world, all the gold in the world, all of the precious stones in the face of the universe, I will not go and live there instead of the Torah. What a shocking and interesting story. Now, I need us to understand this story in connotation to Hanukkah. This is very important that we understand the connotation and the ramification of this story. Why? He said to him, I'm not going to come and leave everything, no matter what you give him. Now, it seems to me unreasonable. Why wouldn't he come and he tell him, give me $100 million, I'll pack up my bag and leave? You see, it says the following. It's explained in Perikei Avot chapter 6 that the real concern of Rabbi Yossi, okay, it was that in a place that there is no Torah, a place that is Torah-less, even though he was a great pious, he was a great tzaddik, but a place that is Torah-less. Although it's appeared that Rabbi Yossi can come to a Torah-less place and impact it in a positive way, like Avraham Avinu, okay? But listen to this. Maybe, just maybe, rather to influence the place toward Torah, he himself will become influenced. And here Chazal came and explained to us the real reason behind all of this. Rabbi Yossi, he sensed the danger. There is a danger in assimilation. There is a great danger of taking upon ourselves a foreign Torah to the house of Israel. Now, according to the Midrash, this old man who came to Rabbi Yossi, well, guess what? Was none other than Elijah the prophet by Jewish tradition. It was Elijah the prophet who came to test Rabbi Yossi. He came to test it. You see, because inside the word miracle, nes, you have the word nisayon. That's where we got the word Nisan, like the month of Nisan. There is a trial with every miracle. And within every decree, there is a trial. And you should know that right now, we all are being tested. Every single one of us is being tested. And what was the ultimate test of what was the ultimate test of Rabbi Yossi here in the context? Whether or not, listen to this, this is important. He says, although there is a time that we have to go down from below and to bring him closer to the work of God, by the fact that he might have to consider even tabernacle with them. But here is what Rabbi Dessler say: it is impossible to go as the influencer and not to be influenced by them. This is a key principle, friends. We cannot go everywhere we want to and do everything we want to and think, oh my gosh, I have a Messiah conflict and I am going to be influencing everybody around us. Wouldn't that be wonderful? What he's suggesting, that when we are a minority, it is us were being influenced. And this old man came to see if Rabbi Yossi know that, like in the story of the Greek, who is the one who became the influencer? It was a Greek Jew. And who did they influence? They influenced the Jewish people specifically against the Torah. You see how dangerous the trick of the enemies. Here, listen to this. It says the following. That's why I found it amazing. Was Rabbi Yossi who was able to withstand the trial, okay? And he saw it clearly, okay? That he should not be running into the city. He should be running away from the city. Why? Because the city has a great deficit. Brothers and sisters, do not put yourself in a position where you're going to be in a great deficit. If you're going to put yourself in this position, no matter how much merit you bring into the place, it is more than likely going to consume you. And that's why we have to go 2 by 2. That's why we have to go in pairs. That's why we have to build synagogue, congregation, Torah centers all over the world. Although he wanted to bring him closer to Avodat Hashem, it is impossible that he wasn't contaminated and influenced from them, from their worldview, and from their actions. You hear that, brothers and sisters? Shamartem lenafshechem. Be careful, protect your soul today. Do not associate it with the things of the world today. We are to take this message about Hanukkah home today. Don't associate with those things, even if your intention is right. Okay? It says here that according to the holy books, okay, when he come into this position, is their aroma is getting upon him. And once he get this aroma, once he get this spirit, there is nothing he can do to remove this spirit from him. Brothers and sisters, I want you to understand today that the Gizrot Shmad that happened, and what's happening also in October 7th, is a direct result of what is written here from the Torah. We as Jewish people have to be set apart. Yes, we do. We have to be set apart because God said we are to be set apart. The moment we're no longer set apart, then is when God opened the gates and allowed judgment to come upon us. You see, look at this. Although he was wanted to do it for the sake of heaven, if he have a little smudge of missing from his own fullness, the great damage come to him, not to the city. And look how seductive the man says, hey, you want $1,000? Here you go. You want $1 million? Here you go. You want $100 million? Here you are. This is the seducing spirit of the world. But it says here that if God forbid he would go there, a greater damage in the spiritual realm was taking place to himself, and that is a chilul. That's become a blasphemy from God, and we have to understand this, because avodah zarah is like a sickness without cure, and it's affect our eyes, it's affect our mouth, to the point that the man can never be clean again, and he can never return back. So listen to this. Today, we have to understand the stronghold that Satan have inside the house of Israel. Okay? It's simple. When Israel not walking in fullness, it means somebody holding part of the fullness. That is the job of the adversary. His name is Sitra Achra. And it says, what is the job of Sitra Achla? To close the eyes. To close the eyes for the brother. To close your heart for the neighbor. To close the house for the poor. To close the heart to the needy. To close the heart to those who are far. And to close the eyes for those who are near. Complete lack of Ahavat Israel. And we are to understand this. When we just close our eyes, when the Greek spirit come and take over, the Sitra Achra, which is the essence of Satan, he go and get fuel up like the Hamas and go to attack Israel again spiritually. See, if we hold ourselves holy, if we hold ourselves pure, if we will say, I want to be in a place where Torah is being heard, not in a place that is far and beautiful and have everything, but there's no Torah. I want to be in a place where there is Torah. And so do you. What do you do today? When this seducing spirit come, remember the eternal. Tonight we are in Ad. Okay? Remember the eternal promises that God is giving each and every one of you. And it is this opportunity, beloved, for each and every one of you to overcome the test. And test and miracle, same thing. You pass the test in your own life, and you receive miracles in your own life. You will see the hand of God moving in a supernatural way in your own life. In order to do that, you have to stand up everything that you know. And I hope that God gives you the courage to believe that the message of our God is in the truth. God bless you. I'll still see you tomorrow. I hope you're greatly blessed. Hit share, hit like, get the books. Hanukkah and Light of Mashiach, the new Hamas. Invite me to your churches. This is our time. God bless you. Hello, everybody.